building's been under renovation for around, oh gosh, 5 years now. So, and as you look over to your right, that is the Smithsonian Castle. The Smithsonian Castle is the oldest building in the Smithsonian collections. Now, I'm going to talk more about the Smithsonian Castle and the man whom it's named after, James Smithson, after our next. But you're going to have a wonderful photo op right here. And then we're also going to do a loop on our left-hand side, come back around here. But you're going to have another photo op for those of you who can't get good pictures right now. I assume you guys have been to Smithsonian museums yet? Yeah. So Air and Space, what have you guys been to? Art Gallery, National Hunter Gallery, excellent. American history? Holocaust? So, yeah, actually a lot of the museums are Smithsonian, but a few of them, like Holocaust museums, actually not. They're still free though, so. Yeah, so it's 19 free museums and then some, so. Now, so our next stop is the L'Enfant Plaza. This whole area we're in right now is called L'Enfant Plaza. It's a lot of office buildings, it's a lot of office spaces. We drove underneath the Department of Energy building. The building forward motion to your right, that large one right there, that is the United States Postal Service headquarters. So this whole area is where a lot of office buildings, a lot of federal departments, a lot of federally affiliated organizations. This is where a lot of them are located. So L'Enfant Plaza is named after a Frenchman. Pierre-Charles L'Enfant was the architect who actually created the original plans for Washington, D.C. Pierre-Charles L'Enfant was a Frenchman who came over to fight in the American Revolution. While he was in the Army, he was an architect, an engineer, and a surveyor by education. He caught the attention of General George Washington. Years later, when Washington, D.C., or the federal city, was being designed and built, he was chosen to design the plans for a grand capital city. However, even though he was a brilliant man and had all these wonderful plans, he's very, very stubborn and difficult to work with. One of his plans included creating a road, and for the road they had to tear down a congressman's home. In theory, not a huge deal. It happens all the time today. However, the congressman would not move. So Pierre-Charles L'Enfant, rather than waiting around, rode down the congressman's home when the congressman was away at dinner. So Pierre-Charles L'Enfant was not the final architect to design the Washington, D.C. You look over to your right now, we're driving by the Southwest waterfront. It's where a lot of seafood. There's a fresh fish market over there as well. You look over the Potomac River into Virginia. That's the Arlington, and the Pentagon City, Crystal City, all those metro stops in those areas. Now, as I said a second ago, Washington, D.C. was chosen to be a city. It was a created city. At the time of our nation's independence, many, many years ago, starting yesterday, Washington, D.C. was not. There was really nothing here. Georgetown, the neighborhood of Georgetown was a small neighborhood. Other than that, there was nothing really here. South down a little bit, Alexandria, Virginia was a small little colony, but Washington, D.C. itself was a lot of swamp. So they actually took, in order to create Washington, D.C., they took a bunch of land from Maryland and a little bit of land in Virginia and created